Hi everyone. I am looking very queer today. My name's
Very fair.
Queer. I'm very queer.
You haven't changed my fucking name.
Nope.
God, I hate this.
Fucking hate this. Why do I work for Gray for free?
Exactly. I don't think I'm a funny duddy.
I'll change it back now, cause now that's old news.
Jeez, that's a good meme though.
Gonna watch me change this in fucking real
Real
time.
time.
I'm a meme.
Great, I suppose. That's fair.
I'm a meme. It's fine.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name's Aaron Gray, and I'm with Grant, I suppose. To play.
Granted.
Oh wait, I need to stream the game to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello everyone. My name is Grant, I suppose.
He doesn't know his actual name. It's fine.
Nah.
He's
my
just
parents didn't give it to
supposing.
me. They gave me 3 options, and one of them was Grant. So.
Were the others I and suppose?
Look, I think middle name is not that weird, and suppose is a hereditary one.
I suppose. Hi Inferno, how are you? Glad to see you here. Name queer, occupation queer, hobbies queer, nationality queer. Absolutely, we're so here for queerness. And I even have to like check the Twitch guidelines to make sure like this isn't breaking dress code. And as long as my nipples are covered and like everything below my waist to my butt, I'm fine. But y'all don't even see that, so it's like like, alright, I'm not like indecent as per Twitch
I was
specifies.
gonna say, a Pokemon can show basically as much cleavage as she wants, and also throw a cat across.
Cleavage is fine. Cleavage is unrestricted.
I know, that's what I mean.
Nipples and under boob is restricted for
Basically,
female
betrothed.
identifying individuals.
Fair enough.
Alright, new game.
Oh, I love this music.
I know, right? It's so good. Oh, wait. Cutscene.
Anime.
This is...
Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern.
Knock, knock.
nation.
It's the United States. Open the gantry.
The revolution washed over the land, making life in the
Stop
capital
keeping it
exciting
closed.
and unsettling. It was a period of great change.
Sorry, I would make the
Was swept away
volume
by
louder,
time.
but the game does not allow for that. The Empire of Japanifornia.
I love that. Oh, fuck that guy's head.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Phoenix Wright's great-great-great-great-grandfather.
I think it's only 2 grades.
Listen, you don't know.
Fair.
Episode
based
1,
off
The
what
Adventure
everyone
of the
else tells
Great
me.
Departure. I thought this said the Great Depression, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think the wrong country here. 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of
Judicar.
Judicar?
Judicature. I don't know.
Judicature, Defendants Antechamber 5? Hold on, wait a second.
Hey, look, I see the judge up there in the corner with the paintings. He's the one in the middle.
Oh my god, Judge! Zim, my beloved!
How did you travel? Is he really that old? Is the judge really just that old?
Wait, can I roll to insight on the judge's age? I got my
fucking want
dice
the
right here.
painting?
Well, like,
That would be more a history check.
history check, history check, history check. Alright. See, this is how much I D&D. I don't.
It's okay. You can't, like, insight the painting unless the painting has sentience.
Can we figure out if the painting has sentience? Alright, I'll roll for
Take a
insight.
perception
Or
check.
not insight, history. 4.
Trying to think of a funny thing to say. The judge always has been and always will be. That's all I can tell you by history of Judd.
Much like Red White.
much like Red. I believe this is the main character.
Yeah,
Do we
okay.
know-
I'll voice for now until, like, I'm assuming it's a guy, so, but I'll voice for now.
Yes.
I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. Well, you better fucking believe it, buddy. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Can we, every time I say Japan, can we just say Japanifornia?
I mean, we could try. I don't know how important that is. I will tell you that I know a little bit about this time in history, so if you want me to tell you the difference, then I will, but if no one cares, then I
Nah,
won't tell.
it's fine. Ooh, they panned.
What?
Fucking judge.
What you looking at?
I do.
don't have eyes. What about it?
Judge was before time. In the beginning, there was Judge.
There's always been Judge.
Ooh, I hear that clarinet. This is giving me such Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney vibes, and I found it on an emulator. It exists on an emulator, an online emulator. So we can definitely play it sometime.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Please.
Maybe next summer. That could be our thing for next summer. Because I need,
Alright.
like, I know, like, I played it last summer. I played through all the Phoenix Wright games, or not Phoenix Wright, all the Professor Layton games through last summer, so like, I remember a lot of what happened, and the more time away, the more I forget.
Okay. I honestly don't remember. I've never played it, so.
Oh, no, nothing.
Save your Claire's murderer.
Gumshoe?
I don't know if there's a gumshoe in this game.
You
I'm
just
gonna
did
use-
Gumshoe's voice.
I'm just gonna hope that I can use his voice on every other police officer.
Sorry. My name is... Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh no.
Rinosuke Naruhudo.
Can I just call him Ryan?
Okay, yeah, I guess. Just
Ryonosuke. Naruhodo.
Yeah, that works.
I'm a
Does
second
not,
year.
but we don't know.
Yeah, I'm a second year student at the Imperial Yume University. Watch me. This is the butchering of Japanese names simulator. Ryan Naruto got it. I'm glad I'm not the only one who saw that was like, ah, Naruto. I know that word. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident, and now here I am, awaiting my trial.
That's enough.
Oh, who are you?
Obligated to listen to such abuse, officer.
Is this the Edgeworth?
I'm gonna go ahead and guess it is.
Because of
Because he's got big vibes of that.
and also like the red.
That's also true. I didn't think about that. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Oh, so who's the main character then?
We're gonna have to figure it out during the case, aren't we? Lawyer.
I miss Judge being bailiff, not gonna lie.
I'm sorry. The unfortunate fact that they actually bring out an officer instead of just a random text block means that I have to voice him differently. Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue.
Oh, threatens with a fucking samurai sword. Alright.
It's okay, it's just wooden.
It's a practice sword. He was not good enough to get the real sword.
I like how you can still bring weapons into the court. Technicalities. Look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. And yet I still seem to know better than you on how a court officer should behave. Right, Rinosuke.
Oh, that's me. Yes, of course. Sorry.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. We're the awkward silent type, I see. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry.
There you go again, apologizing.
Question mark, question mark, question mark, be like, look at my stick. My stick is better than bacon. I see that your
Just like
Schwartz is as
always.
big as mine.
I see that your Schwartz are as big as mine. That's a good scene. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days.
Well, I wonder why.
Yumi University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you?
Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high.
You mean...
I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
Ryunosuke.
Ryan.
Ryan. I hate how we too Americanize these, but it's gonna be easier for us in the long run. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yumi University. Is he just saying this aloud? Who are you saying this to?
He's saying it to the audience.
Fourth wall breaking. Mary, fix the fourth wall. But he's far more clever than I, a star student, in fact. He's even
This wall can
qualified.
only take so much duct tape and nails.
Oh, wait.
Oh fuck. I'm sorry. It's not that impressive.
Apparently he's a lawyer. Everyone should know that.
The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old here in Japan, anyway. But qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same.
That's me. That's me.
Right, sorry.
You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes. That's when all this started. It all started when I was born. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last.
I know. It's been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court.
So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. America.
No.
I know, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
I'm making a joke.
America.
I'm really happy for you, and proud, as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious Aro billowing around his temple.
I want to bring about change in our legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes.
The heart of the British Empire. Wish I could see it too.
Come with me. We have a wild little time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together.
We know what that we've done that before. Don't we remember Watch Dogs Legion? We already did that. If only it were that simple.
Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer and maybe take a nap. Being a college student is tiring after all.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. They don't have maids anywhere. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner.
They're gay. They're probably not, but still.
Out of the way, I'm gay.
He teleported. Then we passed out. It was straight after that. That's when it happened.
Ah, fuck me. I don't know who this is. That's an old guy.
Asugi, may I have a word?
There we go.
Oh look, it's gonna be the Maya of this game.
Professor, I didn't know you were coming.
What is the puff around his chest? I need to know.
I don't fucking know.
Is it a fucking oh god, Tribble from Star Trek?
Maybe. I can't believe you knew what that was.
That's the singular episode I've watched of Star Trek, is the Trouble with Tribbles episode.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asugi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers.
To His Excellency's chambers. Why?
He was looking for you before. You're advocating for the defense, and this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. Well, he just addressed him as professor, did he not? Isn't that a Ryan is dumb. Ryunosuke is dumb. Dumb boy. Dumb protag syndrome.
I see. I'll go at once then.
I shall accompany you.
Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom.
Why are they both looking at me? This is awkward. Stop looking at me. I'm socially awkward. Ah.
You're not used to being looked at by more than one protag.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. And whomever you are.
And a woman in weird robe.
I guess it's just you and me there, young man. Me and the paintings of judges.
This is awkward. Awkward protag syndrome.
If I may.
No, you may not. Yes, sorry?
You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruto, I believe.
Naruto.
Naruto.
Yes, that's right.
My name is Yujin Mikotoba.
Fucking.
Mikotoba. I'm professor of forensic medicine at Yuma University.
They have forensics back in this day and age? I'm quite surprised.
Technically, I guess. It's like rudimentary at best.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asugi has told me about you, and you and he are best friends, I understand.
We're more than best friends. We're partners.
Oh yes, the gay thing. As such, I feel you should know.
Know what?
Well, that you've no doubt heard Asugi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, he should fail to defend you in today's trial. I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again.
What?
As I suspected, you were unaware of this.
This is a lot of build up to the actual trial.
I had a feeling Asugi would have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer.
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there's a certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Ooh.
I love this. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, this is a bop. Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
But then what should I do? I thought the first trial was supposed to be the easy trial, but I guess not.
Well, to me, that just means that the other trials are just going to be way harder.
Oh, God.
Well, naturally, I'm going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right. So don't act suspicious, don't blink, and pass out the second I get on the stand. Got it.
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do.
I do? Is he gonna ask me if I want to take his hand in marriage?
If that's what it takes.
But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you?
Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It seems some super
Fucking
Surreptitious?
Fuck me. This guy knows English better than I do.
discussions are about to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Soki must not be defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours.
Fucking need gumshoe.
What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway.
This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. Why is it that we never do trials that aren't murder? Why can't we do, like, a car wreck trial without, like, with just, like, serious
The stakes would be
injuries?
as high.
But still, it would be fun.
We don't want your slice of life stories.
Yeah, let's take someone to court for petty crimes. Let's do it.
To be fair, usually lawyers specialize in certain types of crime anyway, so I guess we just specialize in murder cases.
My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny.
Destiny Dual Fates.
9 a.m. Supreme Court in Judicature, Courtroom 2. Protag, what is going on with your fucking eyeballs, man?
He's a bit anxious, to be honest. Looks a bit worried.
Meanwhile, like, where's the gust of wind coming from to keep Kazuma's
I like to imagine there's always a fan in front of him.
he teleports everywhere with him.
Just always like within like 10 feet. That's the reason why he's friends with this guy.
So this is a courtroom. Also, Rina Nosuke looks like a young Gumshoe.
Oh god, does that mean Gumshoe and Edgeworth brothers?
Ryan
Supreme Court of
Naruto
Judica.
really said.
No court in the land has more power.
Look, we're surrounded by the military. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Oh, look, I was right.
The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial.
A secret trial. Of course, we're going to be the prototype that repeats things.
A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend.
What? But why?
It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryan. It's about to begin.
What's funny is that when my partner shows up on chat, he's gonna be so confused, like, why y'all keep saying my name?
I forgot his name was Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Ryan.
What is this?
Hello, I'm Grant, I suppose.
Oh god.
That's the judge.
You're using the same judge voice. I don't fucking care.
Court will now hear the trial of Ryan Naruto.
Bet you that was a phrase that no one thought I'd say.
Is the courtroom windy or is the headband electric or something? Oh my god. I wanna roll for this, so I don't think I can. But like, how did you want to bet? Like the judge looked at the name and was like, "This is too hard to say. I'm just gonna condense it. It will be fine. It's not like it's a public record or anything."
I'm sure it won't have any sort of implications to the actual like cause of me trying to hand out verdicts. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
All right.
There's so many other male characters. I figured I can help out.
That's fine. Ours is the defense.
His eyes are gonna fucking bug me.
I don't think it'll be like this the entire time.
I hope the fuck not.
Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm.
Also, is this a perfume bottle or something? What is this on the desk?
I think it's supposed to be water.
And it looks like it's in a shot glass. It's in a bottle.
It's fancy water. It's like those Crystal Falls ones.
All right.
At least I think that's what I think.
Yes, yesterday Eve.
Fucking, how do I do Zen voice again?
Yesterday Eve.
Jim, I am Jim. Yesterday evening, the defense has made a last-minute request for a change of advocate.
Am I doing it right?
No.
No, I'm not. Why the fuck am I doing Zim bad?
Jim, I am Jim. Jim, yesterday evening, the defense has made a last-minute request for a change of advocate.
That's correct, Your Excellency. I've made the request myself.
Normally, normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this moment is an unusual circumstance, I am obligated to ask for final confirmation now.
This judge is very serious.
Yeah.
Who advocates for the defendant in this trial?
This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Do you have the game guide up?
No.
Can you get the game guide up? As we zoom closer and closer to the judge's face.
How far will it go? No one knows.
No, it stopped. It stopped.
It's like start zooming closer and closer to his eye.
Oh my god.
Oh, thanks for telling me the fucking... Sorry. Well, of course you're going to choose I do, obviously.
Is that the answer the game wants?
That's the answer that the guide says.
Alright.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will...
fucking can't get over his fucking eyes.
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst?
I would like to inform the court that Ryan Naruto will be defending myself.
You'll be what?
What are you playing at, Ryan?
Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial.
He did what?
He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off?
No! Okay, that's what he said, I guess. It's not that, really. It's just that... Oh, also, to my people in chat, I told Grant earlier that it was September, and right when I said it, I realized, like, oh god, Twitch made a grave mistake.
They fucking did.
In calling it September. And we would like to wish all of the subs out there a wonderful September in your honor, and we hope you're having a wonderful consensual relationship with your top.
And I can't wait for
I can't wait for Toptober. And then what about the switches?
Fuck. I was gonna say September, but that's not.
Switchcember?
Switchcember.
Switchcember. Oh my god. Toptober.
It's really fucking good.
Thank you. I came up with that like on the fly. Toptober. I need that on a sticker now. I am not a top, but still.
I was gonna say, funnily enough, my my Twitch is a subtotal kitten.
Ha!
Wasn't intentional either.
Well, originally it was subtotal as a word.
It was supposed to be subtotal alljar, but yeah, now it's subtotal kitten.
I like subtotal alljar.
I kind of want to switch it and change my icon to something like my profile pic, but
Yeah.
I don't know who to. I need to find like an artist that can do like a good Anon picture for me.
Ryan might be able to do one for you. Not this Ryan in the game, but like my Ryan,
Yeah.
maybe. I can
I'm willing
ask
to
him.
pay him. I got Cash App if that helps.
Ryan!
Tell him to hit me up so I can ask him. I can change my Twitch name, right?
Yeah, I changed mine.
Okay. I really need to do that for mine, I think. Anyways, off topic now.
Yeah, it'll be September, Toptober, Switchember, Dixember for December. That's it for the calendar. I can't think of anything else for right now.
I was gonna say, I don't think anything we have has a V in it, so.
Unfortunate. Anyway, moving on. Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear the reason that you...
Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in.
Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel, really?
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruto-san?
Naruto-san. Oh, yes, exactly. I mean, Taco Tuesday already exists.
I'm sorry.
My brain hurts. Brain achy.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. No, my brain hurt from that comment.
Oh, okay. I thought that was from my laugh.
No. Muffin Monday? You call me Fat Yolfador?
Wacky Wednesday.
Wacky Pole Wednesday. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. Oh man, he's got the sweat down. He's definitely the great-great-grandfather of Phoenix Wright. In fact, my
Doesn't have
mind's...
the fucking hairstyle though.
Yeah, not yet. He hasn't run his fingers through it yet. It's not innate.
No. Right now it looks like his hair doesn't know which direction it wants to point in.
Yeah. Give him all the cowlicks.
I have cowlick. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
He looks so sad. He looks so fucking done with her shit.
He's got disappointed dad face.
Disappointed Edgeworth face.
Well, for the mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetuated the most heinous crime indeed.
I don't know what this voice is. We're just gonna roll with it.
I don't know either. Could try your Monokuma voice, maybe.
No, it's much more feminine.
Fair enough.
As you are no doubt aware, the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruto?
Yes, Your Excellency.
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
Oh good, it's the tutorial sequence.
He's questioning your ability to do the job.
Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am.
So let's start with the very simplest of questions.
Oh, yes.
Kindly say before the court the name of the victim in this case.
Well, that's easy enough. I've heard this name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again?
Ryan. Let's be guess. Your mind's gone blank.
Oh, and I'm assuming it's gonna be... Oh no, that's the chat history. We haven't gotten the button for it yet.
Nope.
You know me so well.
All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that. Just press tab on your keyboard. That's sitting right in
simple.
front of you.
You can access the court record with the press of E.
E, not tab. What the fuck are they changing buttons on us?
If you ever find you've forgotten something, just
We
consult
can
that.
skip
It's all
this.
there.
This is all
Okay.
tutorial.
Hi, I'm Cosima Tutorial-san.
Oh, here we go. John Wilson. They gave him a very American name.
Well,
Oh,
he's-
from the British Empire. Okay, that makes more sense.
Do you remember Sherlock Holmes' partner?
No.
His name was John Watson. John Wilson.
Oh. Everything in the current case, we found the court record. I did this already!
Press R to present.
Victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Tish, ha ha. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was visiting professor from England, invited to Human University 3 years ago.
My advanced technological brain was like, it took him 3 years to get here. I'm like, wait a second, this is in ye olden times.
Well, I think he has been here for a while.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
Friendship and I doubt if there was actually a treaty in history, it would be named that.
There has been worse named treaties. It's possible, but yeah.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yumi University, aren't you not?
Strongly put my fan into this court stand.
Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
Ugh, but I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter.
Speedy, we'll get this done in 2 hours, but it'll take like 5 months for them to get the news. How did they get the news so quickly? Isn't this before like Telegram existed?
Yes. I believe that this is just going to be, which is probably one of the reasons they want to be very speedy with this. I don't know how they fucking got, like, how they figured out that he was dead this quickly, honestly.
I think there was other people in the room, or like that came in and heard the gunshot.
No, I mean, like, I don't know how the British Empire already knows.
Dropping in to say hi, I'll be back in a jiffy. Rye, there's a character named after you in the game!
But I'm guessing this is based off the ambassador in the country, because I'm guessing the whole of the British Empire doesn't know yet. Even by 2 weeks, it's...
Oh, he's very pog. He's so pog.
It's got all the snake pog.
I am on trial!
Technically, yes.
And you are defending yourself, Ryan Naruto.
Great,
we should just have Ryan come in just to voice. Just to voice Ryan. It's gonna take us forever to get through this intro case at this rate. Not because of our interactions, but just because like they're taking so fucking long.
They're starting to get into it.
In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible.
Judge is like, I'm over here. I can hear you.
You know, you still have ears. I still have ears, you know.
It's hard for me to get into the judge voice with this judge because of the way he's acting, to be honest. I think that's why.
It's all because the victim was an Englishman.
Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Oh dear.
This is just a repeat. Skip through this text. Look, he disappeared again.
Alright, now what happens?
British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Exasperated sigh. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Let me just interrupt this man on his lunch hour. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson, who seems like a lovely fellow.
Well then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruto.
Yes, Your Excellency.
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose their life?
Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused of loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. Bullet did not pass through the victim's body.
Where's the bullet?
It might
Say
still be
before the
lodged.
court the cause of death.
It might still be lodged in, because it did not pass through.
No, but like, why is it not already in evidence? That's my question.
The cause of death. Well, obviously, that was... okay.
Ryan, remember that in court, every assertion must be backed by evidence.
Okay, this is another tutorial monologue.
Never mind.
I am pressing enter.
I believe it's R.
Yeah.
Yes!
Well... They actually showed them with the documents this time. That's so cool. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to a gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy.
Actually, that would have been... Would that have been the professor that we saw earlier?
But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws a conclusion that way.
Oh no. It's a terrible way to do it.
Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime.
Oh, it was at the dining hall.
You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion.
In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. If it was shot at close range, I think the bullet would have passed through. Right? Right?
I'm trying to look for anything in this picture that seems interesting.
Well, his steak seems untouched and I'm hungry. Give it to me.
Looks like they cooked it on a grill too, that's confusing.
Yeah. I mean, my dad cooks steak on a grill.
I know, but it's Japan.
True.
Japanifornia.
Maybe because it's an Englishman and they want to serve him
Maybe.
like a proper English meal out of common
He didn't even drink
courtesy.
anything. Maybe. He also didn't drink anything, it seems. Nothing's poured into his glass.
Unless if it's like invisible vodka from the Russians.
Invisible vodka specifically made by Russians.
Are you drinking vodka? No, look, it's empty, see?
Why is the air wet?
Why, when I stick my fingers in and I can smell the increased sense of alcohol?
In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
But where's the bullet?
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
Modern in quotes.
Modern with the black and white photograph.
So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to her drawing. The detail is incredible.
Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers.
You better be. This is the tutorial.
I apologize for anyone sad about my judge voice.
Let us start the trial.
I'm very happy with your judge voice.
Just, I feel like it's off today.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
I'm throwing in some Von Karma in there on my crime.
On your crime.
The crime.
Japanese, not German.
This is it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
I am judge about your sad voice, Grant, I suppose.
Oh god.
I love it here. I love it here. Also, like, my boss had to tell me not to come in and work on Monday.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, because, like, it was Labor Day, and, like, I wasn't sure if it was, like, a federal holiday where we didn't have work. So I asked her, like, on Wednesday, like, hey, I know it's Labor Day on Monday, but, like, are the university offices closed? And she's like, yeah, don't come in on Monday. You're not going to get paid for it. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I still get paid 20 hours a week regardless of if we have university or not, because it's in my contract to work 20 hours a week, but I just move those hours until the end of the semester. But
They just make it a paid holiday, basically.
well, no, I still have to work the hours I miss on Monday, but just not the upcoming week because I have internship and work. So I just bump them until the end of the semester during finals week when I don't actually get paid anymore and I'm off contract at that point. If that makes sense.
Kind of.
So, okay. So I'm contracted to work 15 weeks, 20 hours a week. If there comes a point, like with next weekend and Labor Day, where I can't make up those hours that I miss during the week, I just tack those hours I missed at the end of the semester to work.
so you
Because, like,
just
I
write
already
them
get
off.
paid for it. I'm sanctioned to get paid for those hours. So I have to make them up.
So you basically make sure you have to work them.
Yeah. One way or another. The professor, you mean Dr. Miko Toba? Toba.
Yes, clearly you're a defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Ah, so you're a Mia Fey.
I will not wear a dress.
Do you have a big dick to make up
Maybe.
for not having a big chest?
I mean, you could always check out later.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were
Roommates. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Osogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He never said anything about being the assistant.
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Which oar? Help.
in this sinking ship.
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma.
My name is Bickish Dickish.
Yopidor, you gave me an idea.
Well,
I got voices.
well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control this cold sweats.
Ta-da.
Cold wet stays.
It doesn't fit, but it's alright. That's what she said.
That's from Life of Brian.
Biggest Dickus is now your name.
Dickish Dickish. Cosmo's or mine? Oh, great, it's mine. Great. Bit off center.
I know, I realize that. I'm changing it back to it's Grant, I suppose, because it's funnier. Grant, I suppose, is funnier. Sorry. I don't make the
okay.
rules. I mean, I do. It's my stream.
I was gonna say you do though.
I sometimes forget I have that power.
Twitch is like, I have the only power you need.
I got the power. Alright.
Just Grant.
It works. It's too big to fit the box.
Sorry, guys. Grand Biggest Dickus was too big to fit the box.
Biggest blackest dick.
Whack it. I whack people with it.
Did you read this?
Yes.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stairs first.
God, he didn't mention the wind. I am sad because he did mention that.
Oh, whoa, Butler.
Oh, fuck me. I don't know how to voice this guy.
I can voice him if you
Ooh.
want. I mean, that means I'm
I
going to be
would-
voicing the prosecutor, the
I-
defense, and the witness.
I would rather voice him. I'm just trying to think of.
Would you rather voice...
I would rather voice the prosecution.
I mean, I'd rather voice the prosecution. Okay, how
Okay.
about you voice Ryan Naruto, and I'll voice prosecution and witness.
Alright.
I'll try to make it, like, not as effeminate male.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga?
Yeah, Hosonaga.
Satoru. Okay. I like his hair. I really like his hair. His whole
That's kind of hair
vibe.
that I want.
His whole vibe. I'm vibing with it right now.
I already
I-
have gray in my hair, so I can't wait to have like hair like his.
I'm not in your hair. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the character's gray and black hair.
Me. Because I'm gray. Ha! Ow, I just
Ah,
bopped my
I-
microphone.
I didn't think about that. God. I thought there was something wrong with the Discord call.
No!
Fuck me. Dad joke.
I am the head waiter at the Western style restaurant called La Carnival. Yeah, see, it was a Western restaurant. Ahem, ahem. What?
Oh fuck, dude, you okay?
You good, buddy?
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some,
Aaron Gray, comedy / genius. I'm neither one of those, but thank you. just casually wipes it on the napkin there that he conveniently carries around his arm. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Are you sure about that, buddy? Sure you don't want to
Are
get
you
the...
not dead from blood loss? Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern corridor was developed for foreign visitors some years ago.
America. Knock knock. It's the United States. Open
United
the
States.
country.
Open
Stop
country.
being closed.
Stop making it closed, okay?
It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests.
Well, I hope you provide them hotels. Where the fuck are they gonna stay, on the boats? They only come and stay for a day. And like, alright, we see what we want to see, let's go home now. We are very privileged as a society.
Leaves with like guns firing in the air.
Knock knock. It's the United States. They have boats with guns. Gunboats.
Gunboats. I mean, it was a bigger surprise that Japan was like, well, okay then, just opens the country. Like, I guess we can't do that anymore.
It's become a very fashionable...
I already said that, lol.
This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery.
Occidental? They're
What the
really
fuck that
being
mean?
fancy here. What the fuck does that word mean?
These writers have no English better than I do.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the spying lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring?
Absolutely not. Ooh. I vibe. I so vibe with this music. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied.
fits with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
Ahem, ahem. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. Hi, Combat Butler. How are you? Happy Friday. Not gonna say hi, Grant?
Hi, I didn't want. I'm sorry.
We'll fucking
It's nice to
beat
see you,
you.
Combat Butler.
I'm gonna drive down to Arkansas and beat you.
Arkansas.
America,
I mean,
explain!
I would
Why
like
is
to
it
see-
Kansas but not Arkansas?
I'm guessing that I'm taller than you, so I'd like to see you try to hit me.
How tall are you?
I don't remember. I think it's like 5'7", 5'6".
I'm 5'4".
Never mind then. Still taller.
I can still beat you up.
At least you try.
Do you forget I have like 24 titles in martial arts?
I do.
And one of them being a world title.
I also have a door that can be locked.
Oh my goodness. Grant is short.
Oh my god.
Depends on how you define short though.
5'6" to 5'7" is an average height.
Average height for a male, yeah. I'm average height for female. I'm good. Managed to avoid the flooding tornadoes Wednesday. Oh, good. Apparently, it was worse in New Jersey than it was in Pennsylvania. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. So you did not witness the crime? Objection. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor, but besides the professor, I didn't shoot him.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But...
Next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Naruto.
If I recall, 5'9" is average male height, so yes, Grant is officially short, but I can say that I am, because I am 5'4" as well. Short kings and queens and non-binary peeps, absolutely. Shorter than me is short. South of where I come from is the South. People with beards longer than mine are wizards. You do have a pretty long beard, Yolfador. I have none.
How do you know
I
that he
have
has a beard?
pimples.
I said, how do you know he has a beard?
He posted a TikTok and he showed his face.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'd bonk you. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Go to horny
What?
jail.
I didn't do anything. Why am I in horny jail for asking about beer?
I'm just...
Don't worry, Ryan. You'll have your chance to fight back.
One day. Not today.
Today you are bottom.
Today you were a sub for Subtober.
For now we must be quiet. We must
September.
quietly listen to the witness. Remember, September is today.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. Coughs just to say one word. There was no one else around that table but the deceased English gentleman and the university student.
Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table.
What's the matter, Ryan?
That's That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite of him at his table.
Really?
And not something in the waiter would have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do?
I'm assuming we're gonna do like an actual cross-examination. So I'm aiming towards waiting and seeing.
You have to interject.
Oh, never mind.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, what are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard of court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw.
Also, Noxan, is there any chance you've mistaken perhaps your memory of events is hazy?
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
I don't believe it.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to.
Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you could see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Also, why did you think to draw this out?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well...
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Who is also the judge.
Which is also me. Hand it to me. Do it, bitch.
Of course. Here you are.
Good, you can't say no to me.
Can't say no to the judge.
What was all that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Because he wasn't expecting it to be used as evidence that could be used against him.
Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The way he's been has been added into the court record.
Can he, like, stop yakking up a lung over here?
Someone just shoot him already.
So,
The fuck was that samurai pose?
I don't know.
the court has now heard a precis of the case.
Yes, as the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in the close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at the black and white case here. Defendant Naruto.
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court, and I must warn the defense.
Yeah, unsworn?
How did you not swear this guy to be telling the whole truth before you put him on the witness stand? How is that a thing?
Yeah.
I must warn the defense if you're determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual and that these about these peculiarities. You said it. Professor Makotoba said it, and so does the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw the trust back in my face. Is that it?
What?
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryan. Oh fuck. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellence. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out his witnesses. Then we will just see how decisive his evidence really is.
Meanwhile, Naruto over here is like, oh, what the fuck?
Indeed. Prosecution Archie, please continue with the proceedings. Also, trim your fucking hairline.
Tisk! Well, you were warned. Young can be so careless. You know, many may call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Witnesses.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once.
Oh, this is a mechanic from the Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney game, where you have to cross-examine two witnesses, many witnesses at once.
Yes, sir. The Great Napoleon Imperial Army Sergeant Elias Nosa reporting for duty, sir.
You said Napoleon.
I am the Napoleon Imperial Army. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the what is this word?
Efflorescence.
Of nation Nippon.
Efflorescence.
Efflorescence of our nation Nippon.
Wow, we're learning new words tonight, everybody.
Yeah, fucking Ari. Someone give a thesaurus, please.
I'll be Ryan R2 now.
And conduct my trade by Rensutai at humble premises on the 2nd District. Kiyori Korakuta at your service.
Korakio is a character from DRV3, and we love him so much.
An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant in the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea at the most exquisite aroma of the establishment in question, always post noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antique dealer and he sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival.
Did you just read my mind?
Yes. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiquities and tries to sell his wares to them.
I am back from trial. Woo, that was intense. Are you proven innocent, Ryan? Or are you proven guilty? I need the spoiler.
It was postponed.
Of course it was.
He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Guilty until proven guilty. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, a sergeant looks like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this atrocious incident. Is that
Atrocious?
correct?
Atrocious.
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir.
Look at his own hair. Like, it's a fucking, like, trapezoid or some shit. I don't know.
Looks like a boat that's about to ram into you.
Yeah, really?
Also, he looks like Waluigi.
Oh my god, he fucking does. Man's head looks like a stealth bomber. God. The symbolism, man. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said.
So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yeah.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Now that the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of the most acerbic afternoon. Sometimes I have to do double take with his words.
Mm-hmm. What the witnesses saw.
I was ingesting a regular steak beak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Regulation beefsteak. What does that mean?
I'm guessing it's a steak that's up to code.
I guess so.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of peculiarity, fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At the precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
So he wasn't paying attention.
Apparently not.
Well, so you, Sergeant Osa, you actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Yes, sir, affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
Why is this man pulling out a fucking knife
I was about to stab him.
in the middle of the fucking courtroom? What is happening?
Oh no, I'm scared.
Dad, I'm scared.
What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
While you fucking wield a knife?
It's a nice curio.
But this is ridiculous. I don't shoot anyone.
Is that really true, Rinosuke?
Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that was saw laying on the ground. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. You're not gonna pay the fucking tab? Maybe that's why the waiter is so salty with you. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up...
Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere.
So he picked up the gun, then it went off?
I think he picked up the gun and someone else shot.
Oh, but placed a fake there. But we don't have ballistic evidence in this day and age.
No, we don't.
Very much like in the Phoenix Wright versus Ace Attorney, or Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney game. There's no like evidence. He shot himself, and his ghost is testifying.
Which one, the old man or the soldier?
And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. Ryan, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
Cross-examine?
Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room in doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
He's just like timidly raising his hand. Like, hi, I exist. Please notice me.
Please, I have question about thing.
I have a question of how things exist in this universe.
How does mommy and daddy make child?
No. I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
How did he know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
The defense is asserting its right to the cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
I love Kazuma. Ryan, please add him to my husband list, or to be added to my husband list. Please and thank you.
Quickly adds to husband list.
Gulp. Kazuma is so commanding. Wow, that's why I'm a sub.
Very well. Let the defendants to conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. All right, this is where the battle really begins, Ryan.
But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Don't worry, we do.
Isn't it obvious you have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements?
How?
You didn't fire the gun, which means that the soldier said has to be a lie.
Well, yes, but...
It's just a case of proving it, and the key is doing that, is evidence.
Right, evidence.
All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryan! Don't let them beat you!
Just a meek little slap on the stand. Baby's learning. All right then, it's all or nothing. January, February, Arch, April, Gay, Swoon, Uli, August, September, Toptember, Brovember, Dicktember. No, November is Switchvember, remember? Because we need to appreciate all the switches that are out there. But I love the list.
Still pretty good.
It's still very good. Hi, Dr. Donkulus. I don't know where he went.
I was hoping he would say something when I said his name.
Let me see. What's he doing? He's playing Grand Theft Auto 5 for approximately the last 8 minutes.
Don't go on the online. There's nothing but hackers there.
No, he goes online, but he goes in a private session.
Okay, that's fair.
So he's like alone.
It's really not even worth it then because it takes so much time to get anything you want to actually make money in that game. It's fucking. It wants you to buy shark cards so bad.
Yeah, I saw those packs on Steam because I was looking to see like, oh, how much would GTA 5 cost? And I'm like, what the fuck are shark cards?
Basically, it's just online money, and they're really pushing it because I think they're starting to lose some of their fan base.
Yeah.
Because of decisions that they've been making, and honestly, I think it's just making it worse.
They should just make a GTA 6.
That's what people want, but the only thing that we've heard so far is a guy claiming to be a voice actor for a character, and I'm not even sure if he claimed it was GTA 6. It could be just another DLC for the online. Of course, I don't really believe that because I feel like if he did say something like that, he'd be DMCA'd out of here. But
University collar pin. Proof that I'm a student at Imperial Yume University. I was in the collar of my uniform jacket. Modding the shit out of GTA and only playing single player is the way to go.
I agree with y'all here. That's the only reason why someone would buy it at this point. Unless you want to pay for shark cards and are willing to hack the shit out of the online, then I don't see why you'd play it. Same issues with the Red Dead Redemption Online. I got exploded while I was on horses many times. I had a guy turn invisible, get me off my horse, and then ride around on my horse invisible.
Wee
woo, wee woo, wee woo.
We use magnifying glass on this ye old picture.
Yeehaw picture.
Yeehaw. We can have nice things online. Can never have nice things. Oh, we're 23. Or no, that's Cosmo's 23. We don't even have a profile.
Nope. Oh, this trial's short.
Alright.
This is a smart idea, I'm gonna be honest.
Hmm?
So this is a smart idea, to be honest.
What's a smart idea?
To have two witnesses. They have to cross-examine, because in my mind I'm like, it's hard. It's whenever you have a cross-examination of someone, you know at least like this person, one of their statements are a contradiction. But with two of them, it's like now you have to choose which one's a contradiction, right?
Well, and also like how they played it in Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney. They're listening to each other's statements, and you can have them contradict each other. Or like, let's say, no say here, like, let's say we press him, which I'm probably gonna do. Probably gonna press on his statement. And let's say he says something while you're pressing him, and like the other witness like perks up on the side, is like, oh wait, that doesn't sound right. And then you can go and press on that witness and see what they say. It's a very cool feature.
Does this have whatchamacallit? Does this have achievements?
On Steam?
Yeah.
Yes, 30 to be exact.
I believe you can get one of them by pressing on the first statement, actually.
Ooh, let me go back. No, I want to go back, not forward. It won't let me go back. Do I need to left click? Yeah, I need to right click. We gonna fucking ask about the steak?
I guess.
Why? Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some sort of new form of interrogation technique?
I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask.
Just ask about anything that catches your attention, anything that bothers you.
Tell me about that regulation steak you got there, buddy. Alright then, raising hand. This beef steak you mentioned, what kind of food is that?
Oh my god, Ryan.
Right, no.
To be fair, he probably, they don't have cows very often, for food, I think.
True.
Tashoon!
Thinking
Beef
meant like
steak is a delicious
tension.
Tension!
Yeah, there we
Beef
go.
steak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on the cast iron grill and serving popping hot.
Veal? I think we've got beef and veal confused. Those are two different animals.
Yeah.
Oh.
If food would receive medals of honor, beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet.
Right. I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question.
They really picked the most difficult kind of witnesses for him to answer first.
This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that?
Tension! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal, tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil.
Is he gonna fucking ask what cooking oil is?
Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it.
Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir.
I like how this guy, he sounds so reasonable. He's just like, you know, just once they release you from prison for, you know, criminal matter of murder.
Yeah, really.
Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case?
Oops, sorry. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying noise?
Negative!
It just happened again. Well, at least we learned that he's a big beef lover.
Affirmative.
It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Hey, I got an achievement. Prime Presser. Yeah!
Anyways, I just wanted you to do that.
Yeah, that was worthy of the achievement. Okay, I'm gonna press on, I think I need to press on this statement. Can you confirm?
That is not the statement.
Are you kidding me?
Actually, I don't know if you want me to tell you this or not.
Do I need to present something instead?
Yeah.
Oh, it's this statement. Because he was shot in the front.
Hmm. That's actually fair. I didn't realize that.
Haha, I got for shy. Absolutely. Yeah, love me.
Please, Chad, love me.
Raise hand.
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache.
Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. Weak ass slap on the desk. There's a clear inconsistency here. It's a contradiction. Get it right. Tisk! What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't know already? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. That's what he said. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency. There is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
Bigger the pride, harder the fall.
This is so frustrating.
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Oh man, Kazuma. Cosmo, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print present by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Lisa Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Then you need to get your fucking eyes checked and maybe get discharged from the military then.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, cadet?
Because...
Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest.
Military grade eyes. I'm gonna use that. Go for it, my guy.
Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, it's a baby. What the fuck? Well, just go back.
Yeah, I found it weird that he kept like one hand behind his back the entire time.
I was trying to understand what that cross thing on his like chest was. It's a baby bag.
Yeah, oh that's so cute. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again, that poor child.
Certainly there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
So the noise is the kid.
Yes.
I figured the sash was like some sort of military like garb.
That's what I was thinking. It was just like one I just didn't understand.
Like a
'cause it's
decorative thing.
Japanese. Yeah. For unofficial capacity.
Yeah.
But no, he's just carrying a baby.
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable.
I want to see the child again. There's the child. There's the
If you
child.
note, I heard the firearm discharge. My eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir.
Look at the small child. I absolutely love. What?
The last testimony the court heard from that was proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Lisa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
Ugh, that's absurd.
I think the count's conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this great and grand courtroom.
Oh, Kazuma coming in with the burns. Look, you can see the child. Oh, we got an achievement, inconsistency sear. It's gonna be steak references, isn't it? It's gonna just all be steak references. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from that one discrepancy. And we swivel to look at Kazuma because we love him. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Wow, cue the title, cue credits.
But I definitely saw him.
Look,
That baby
baby's
must-
sleeping.
I was gonna say he must put up with a lot to be able to sleep through him.
Oh, child.
The university cadet there. He's pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Cosmo bonking that table back to the 4th century BC. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either.
Myself, I've already been quite clear.
I'm surprised no one has drawn attention to the child on his back.
I only have one monocle. And big ears. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Dancing like a dinosaur. Hunting for treasure. By dancing like a dinosaur.
Treasure?
Indeed. The whole era, come on, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop Razutai.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you.
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I procured my hoy treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The koban vanished?
Hunting around under the table, I was in case mishap. It had fallen there, and then it happened.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded hoy treasure. Nothing would distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
I see.
That lamentable day, the precious hoy kaban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
The military's as I'm sure everyone here present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to the Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
Okay, so they do have telegraph.
Well, yeah, okay. Telegraph, yeah.
Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Tish, haha. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryonosuke Naruhodo. Naruhodo, yeah. What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
Ugh.
Very well. The court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir.
I am here, but I'll have to lurk for a bit. Okay, Crow, thank you for dropping by. I hope the end of your stream went well. Oh, look at the baby. Look at the baby. Can the baby testify? Can we make that happen? I know that's not actually possible, but like, it would be funny if the baby testified. It did. Oh, good. I'm happy for you.
The baby just go.
Wah.
Okay, now he's definitely Waluigi.
Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Are you growing a third head?
Affirmative. The newest member of the Noso family to rising up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ado.
I think it's Ido. Aido?
Baby.
Aido?
The name is
Baby.
It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
How punny of you, Kazuma.
Baby. Tension.
Name, Spawn.
Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
Look at him! Look at the baby! And they also give him a fucking military haircut. I feel so bad for the kid.
The kid's too happy to fucking care.
Maybe the kid was there on the day of the crime.
I mean, it's possible.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
So they're forgetting about the waiter.
Yeah.
I feel like-
my fucking voice.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Do you want to take like
Right.
a break?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll just well, I
don't-
don't know how long we'll go for, but I'll let you know if it becomes an issue.
Okay, because you don't need to go like as aggressively with the sergeant, if that'll help.
Whew, I'll try to calm it down a bit. I was trying to make it more thorough, but yeah, I'll try to calm down a little bit.
Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you can't call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We were not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone in the time of the incident. Prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this photograph print of the scene of the crime, Counsel?
Indeed, of the table of which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident.
There's something knocked... Oh, no, that's not knocked over. That's just a railing of the other chair. Okay. So he ate some of his food. That's apparent. Oh, he had some drink. He had some fluid in the glass.
Wait, hold on. Can you look at the court record?
Yeah.
Go look at the picture of the victim.
Examine the space.
Does that look like it's even filled to you?
No.
So this was taken before when the victim was shot, and the photograph before was taken after?
Mm-hmm.
So who filled up his glass between then?
Yeah.
The waiter! The waiter! He must have done it.
The waiter sus.
The waiter must have done that.
Wonder why though?
Yeah, I don't... To make it...
Because
Maybe he also...
he
Wait,
per-
look at the photograph and see if we can look at the steak again.
I don't think we
Is
I
it-
don't think we can get a good view.
Oh, you're right, that is blocked.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. No, it was eaten. Because in the first photo, you could see up to 4 lines of the crosshatch, the ones facing us. But in this one, we can only see the first 3, not the 4th one. So someone sat at the table.
Maybe it was the butler or the police that tampered with it, but somebody messed with this crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tampered with this, and I don't like it.
I smell something bad. Can't tell you what, but I smell something bad. Okay.
As plainly can be seen, there's only one place set.
Certainly based on the appearance of this print.
Also, like, the 2 witnesses completely forgot about the existence of the waiter.
Yeah.
Like, they both testified, like, oh, there was no one else, but the waiter was there.
Mm. Why are they hiding this?
It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else.
Waiter does rhyme with hater, and it is my professional opinion that this waiter is indeed a hater.
Sounds like an Eminem rhyme.
It does, honestly. This doesn't make any sense.
The court will add this new photographic evidence to the court.
Carbonated water. I didn't know carbonated water existed back in, like, pre-Japanifornia.
I think they probably got it from the British, because the British did.
I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. Maybe the fucking butler was cross-dressing.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
I don't know if cross-dressing is the right term.
If a man dresses in women's clothes or a woman dresses in men's clothes, it's supposed to be cross-dressing.
But then what is it? Then what would dressing as a drag queen, or is that just
Drag queen is more specific towards a certain type of stereotype that I don't want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But drag queen is a cross-dresser.
I'm not educated.
Usually
on
they
these
wear
words.
makeup. Usually they wear makeup too, and they are there for. Drag queens usually have a specific reason why they do it, and I don't want to talk about that while I'm on stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my former boss is a drag queen in his spare time, which I think is pretty cool. Because, like, I don't know what the exact... Like, I don't want to use terminology wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Because I know in Danganronpa there's a character who is problematic because the game says they're cross-dressing, but they might be trans. So, or like the character was supposed to be trans, but then they framed it as cross-dressing. So it's very muddled and confused with that one character. So like I just don't want to use the wrong terminology. But like I definitely like what if the waiter was dressing as a woman? Which would explain, possibly, where did the woman go that we're stating who was there. Sus. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw the woman with him.
It would seem that we will be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witnesses' testimonies we've just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takasuchi Ouchi will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires in an honor.
We're dying. It's fine. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule.
Stand tall, Ryan. It's not over yet.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood?
Tisk rules can be so unbending at times.
If only I could declare everyone guilty that I prosecute over.
Baby.
Bobby. Babu.
Let me look at these statements again.
Whenever we finish the first part of this trial, can we have a little break so I can do some stuff?
Is there 2 parts?
There are 3.
3? I thought this was the tutorial trial. What the fuck is happening?
They're very short.
Oh wait, do you mean like how many testimonies there are?
No.
Oh my god.
There's trial part 1, trial part 2, and trial part 3.
Oh my
They're
god.
just relatively short.
Oh my god. I hate this game already. Pointed a gun as a foreman, he was the young man, okay. Only personnel present. Should I present the waiter here?
You need to press.
Press on it.
You need to press on a statement.
And you're saying this is the wrong statement to press on?
This is the right statement.
Oh, amazing. You must have known someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
As you have heard, as you've been a pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
If only there had been more people dining in there at that time, then someone else would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it seems already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know. Of course the place was almost empty. It's what you would expect.
Certainly 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel? Why the fuck did you not bring it up beforehand?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hotter clinic. Yes, there would indeed be.
Dr. Hottie?
He's going to make a return!
Oh, goodness.
Yes. Hoity Clinic.
I love it. Love to see it.
I am Director Hoity.
Yes.
Fuck it, I'm still sad that we haven't had a red white voice yet.
Yet. Because don't forget, we haven't done like any actual investigations yet.
That's true. It's not gonna be for a bit.
19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court as evidence if you think it would be useful.
Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report? I'm gonna say we're gonna ask for it to be submitted.
Yeah?
Yes!
Raise his hand awkwardly. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
He's still acting like he's in class.
Yeah, he really is. It's so funny. In grad school, we just like raised our hands like this. Like, not even like fully extending them into the air. We're just like, hi, professor, notice me.
Senpai, notice me!
On what grounds?
Uh,
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence to be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are no concern.
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have the right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon.
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request.
Tisk. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend.
is this supposed to be like... Is this supposed to be fucking meta?
I think these writers are smarter than I realize.
Oh man, they're really calling out our generation.
Fucking wanna screenshot that shit.
Wait, I got you. I got you, fam.
Thanks. I'm gonna fucking send this to some peeps.
Sending. Give it a second. There you are.
Aw,
Enjoy.
yeah. Fuck yeah. I love it. Thank you, Gray.
Okay, so someone's probably already said it, but this has got to be the same judge, but when he's young, right?
Oh my god. Whenever he was in his serious phase, and then he grew old and he just didn't give a fuck anymore.
All you youngsters, why don't you go back to Japan? I moved here to California so I could see all the new sights.
Shady ain't a hater, but this waiter seems to be a masturbator. Maybe later he can see a gator or he'll choke on a fucking tater. How long did that take you?
A bit. It took him a bit. He did good though. He did a good job.
He did good. He did good. Props to Yolfador. I unfortunately can't give you notes. I don't know the command for that.
And I used all mine for story time.
You did, now you have to grow it back up. Mary has like
know.
over like 160k in notes.
Tell her to use hers.
Mary, come here. Request story time, please.
Ow, fuck. Ow.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record.
I don't know why medical report card just seems like a checklist. Get an A and be able to move your bones.
What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
I was gonna write more, but I don't want to spend all night on a dumb joke.
That's fair. You can just do that in your off time, Elfthor.
Yeah, put on your TikTok. Right, I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korakuta-san.
Can I tell you who's the most fun character I'm voicing right now is?
Who?
It's the old man.
I can imagine. Look at baby. He just bobble
Bobble.
head. Like, okay. Like, bobble, bobble, bobble.
He probably doesn't have a lot of strength to hold up his head to begin with.
Yeah, that's probably not... Well, like, it might be, like, more like a toddler. Because, like, when the guy was holding the pinwheel, like he was like grabbing on his shoulder, so he has to have like some motor skills in order to do
You
that.
can see his little hand like holding his shoulder.
Yeah. Okay, do
Oh,
I
he's-
now present something on this statement? Wait, let
You have
me...
to cycle through the statements until you reach the end of the testimony.
Okay.
So you have to go through all of them, actually.
Excellent work, Ryan. We've gleaned some new information now.
Well, yeah, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that brings any real discrepancies to light.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Nah, Brent Pella already does awesome Eminem parodies.
Let me see that medical report you've got before.
So he could translate it into English for us, that'd be greatly appreciated. Oh, you mean this?
Yes, this brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
How exactly? Oh my god, this is... You don't need to read this because this is just a tutorial that I already figured out how to do.
I was literally gonna ask if you needed me to read this.
Oh look, we could rotate shit, much like in the DLC from the first
Much
game.
like the DLC.
By using
like
WASD. I didn't realize we had a keyboard in front of us. Stop showing us. Oh God, can I do this now?
Sorry, the arrows.
Dentist.
Dentist.
Wow. Okay.
Oh look, this is cute. It looks like a medical report card was first issued quite some time ago.
Sorry, I thought that was still Ryan.
No.
It's probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why, with a family doctor, I imagine.
Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead.
Well, if you were-
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. I thought that was him speaking still.
Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then?
Why are y'all having this conversation right now? Have this when you're like spooning each other in bed. Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, then give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money for you for the privilege when you're at your lowest ebb. Is this another political statement of our time?
I don't know. Maybe.
You sound like a mortal patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less. For which the only cure is a very bitter medicine indeed.
It says Hada Clinic on the medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries.
Aren't they all the same?
When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life.
Most people would give their right arm to have only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where you treat people for illness like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything.
Ah, I got an achievement. Healthy curiosity.
There's a crease in it.
Whoa. We can open it.
Who the fuck are these people?
Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar? Then maybe he shouldn't have been eating a fucking steak.
It's actually pretty true. He probably... I can't believe that he would go from a dentist to a restaurant where he ate a steak.
He didn't eat it though.
That's true, he didn't eat it. Probably because he had the fucking molar taken out.
It seems so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. Oh, just you wait, buddy. Just you
Stop you
wait.
from feeling anything, actually.
Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well.
What is this?
Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure.
Then why
For
did he
anesthetic
go
effects
to a
of
restaurant to drink carbonated water and
To meet the woman.
a fucking steak? Yeah. Really? This is sus.
Sounds like information worth bearing in mind.
With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
So I think it's time we lit it. Okay.
We can bypass those. Alright.
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know which statement this would make sense with. I guess the fourth statement?
Do you want me to confirm?
Yeah.
You have to present the medical report on the fourth statement.
Yay, I was right. Wow, I'm actually smart. Grad school's making me smart, everybody. Grant doesn't believe that. He's like, that's doubtful.
I didn't say that.
I know. Well, I think,
And what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer.
no, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just defending myself here, bro. I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Reno, Ryan.
We just call him
Everyone
Reno.
stumbles on the words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say.
Yeah, but I can't get my mouth to say it, so...
Giggity.
Giggity. That's what she said.
Don't feel like you have a choice. Have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
You're wrong, old man. I fucking want to punt you. Alright.
Why?
Thanks for
Why
the advice.
everyone did you choose the old man? I want to punt the prosecutor more than I want to punt the old
Well,
man.
no, because the old man is the one we're contradicting right now.
Oh, fair enough.
Korakuta-san, this is the medical report card belonging to the victim.
I see, and I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Slap. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But, let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have been done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's,
Remember, Reno, don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further.
Hmm.
The witness testimonies the court have heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly blah blah. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? That outburst have petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? I don't get my teeth checked that often.
I don't even have teeth, really. These are actually fakes.
These are not actually mine.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating.
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what?
It's all written up here in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Kurakuta-san.
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally,
There's more.
you have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
Yeah.
Expertly done, partner.
Thanks, you can get more of this later if you want.
I know I will.
What? What is this nonsense? You little upstart!
That's an insult if I've ever heard one.
These are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How? How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned.
Ooh. Oh, how the turntables.
I've turned the tables. Wouldn't you agree, Reno?
Yes, most definitely.
So having you just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel.
Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it?
Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of.
Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been me. I ate it.
I ate the steak.
Obviously it's gonna be, oh wait, an as yet unknown third party.
It must have been the woman, yeah.
Obviously, it can have only been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
You will not let this go, will you? There is no such person.
There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating.
Erg.
We have a strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that this witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly.
Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated this evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit in murder? No!
I can't. I have a baby.
I can't have a child.
No, negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. It was just following orders.
Look at the child. Wow. I love this child. I hope
Vancouver.
nothing ever happens to this child. Ever.
Vancouver. That's right, the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what,
Oh shit!
told us.
He fucked up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
What? What did you say, Korakuta-san?
Oh, no.
You were just following orders?
Now hold on, lad. I was just,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with the lady from overseas?
What? What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements. Is this true, you pair? Oh wait, so either prosecutor's playing dumb or he actually didn't know.
I actually think I don't think he's smart enough to actually do this.
Mm-hmm.
Or
So
dumb
there
enough,
was
depending on how
someone
you look at it.
outside tampering with the case.
just one simple sliver of the tongue.
Man, he's fucking tall.
Yeah, he's fucking tall.
Order, counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prostitution knows nothing of this.
No, please.
No.
I don't want him to be a pimp.
No. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well, that's classified.
Oh man, the baby's agitated.
Man, he's putting up a lot of abuse.
So you're prepared to be tried as conspirator.
Conspirator.
Conspirator to this murder, are you?
You wouldn't. You can't. This can't be happening.
Rhino.
Rhino.
Judging from the way you're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie has any idea of this.
What are you saying? The prostitution knows not of this, Your Honor. We were too busy with, work. I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose.
Well, any ideas of who might be behind this? If we can affirm who's trying to silence these witnesses, we can continue our pursuit.
So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make these witnesses keep their mouths shut.
Oh, we know who it is.
Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here.
But how? How can we possibly...
Remember how we made progress before?
Before?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it?
Alright, let's take out the fucking court record now. Can we examine our collar pin? Oh my god, we can!
Imperial.
Wow. Oh, look.
Oh, there's
like...
numbers on it.
Oh, cool.
Are those the same numbers from Phoenix?
I'm not sure.
So screw.
000901. Alright, back. Ooh, business card, business card. Chief Inspector
No!
of the fucking police.
He's not really a butler!
Oh,
He's a chief inspector! He's a chief inspector! We found him!
We busted!
You just got busted!
Okay, wait. Don't say it. Like, we already know. We already did it. Now you're good.
If it's proven these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this,
I like how the judge is actually pissed at the prosecution right now.
Yeah, really? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Take a deep breath. Inhale that Oxycontin. Besides the prosecution, the only person necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is Satoru Hosonaga.
Wilson himself from the grave.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san.
Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier.
Poppycock! Oh, goodness.
Poppycock!
Yeah, thank you.
What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
Defense is gonna be like, what? Oh, maybe that's why waiter was like, oh wait, I have to submit this business card as evidence? Oh no. Oh no.
Like, shit, he did it too quickly on the back of his card. Fuck.
And that's why that's like how you said, like, why would why would a waiter think to do this? Or like write down like the table layout?
What I'm thinking as a waiter, you're like, well, I'm gonna have to like call the police, or I'm gonna have to like get some medical to try to save the person's life if they can be saved, or police so that they can catch the criminal. One or those two things will happen. No one's gonna think I need to sketch out this in case I need to like look at it later for reference. Like no one thinks that unless they're a criminal or they're a police officer.
Yeah.
I thought he was a criminal. That's why I said that. But no, he's an officer.
What? If he truly were.
Come now, Reno. Time to hit this court with the truth.
Yes!
I'm not sure about this supposed prove, counsel.
I think, Your Excellency, what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused.
Sorry?
A blackguard who would stoop to presenting irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this rookie.
Wait, I presented the right thing.
Did you examine it?
I did.
Did you like click on it?
Oh,
and
no,
see-
I did not.
Okay, well,
Alright.
Oh, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, do you see what it says, the witness's name here? Satori Hosonoga.
Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
It's not the name that's unexpected, it's the job title.
His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hasanaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth?
I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence if they're wielding it somehow here.
Now it's been updated.
there we go. Now we can try to present it.
Hey, remember that same business card? We're gonna show it to you again, buddy.
Hope you're ready for this.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree, it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's the interest.
I beg your pardon?
Or perhaps I should, is it the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's what I'm telling you the detail is.
I am lost. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Harusoga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card.
We're just like mad. Like, how could I fuck this up again?
The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? Well, that's
Yeah,
surely...
also, why would a waiter need a business card?
In case he wants to be a waiter somebody else, I guess.
Guess. This is weird.
It is weird.
Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
That's
which
a
is a
very
mouthful, I must say.
long title.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as the regular citizens are concerned. So, witnesses, they're in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen the foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well...
Hold it. Someone said it. I don't know who. Oh, man.
This guy.
Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this might happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. Is he gonna, like, fabulously change clothes into, like, an inspector outfit, or is that just his normal inspector outfit that he wears?
I don't know.
Alright,
I'm guessing it probably won't change because that requires money to change the design.
Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say, you really are a detective?
Well, I just spat on myself. Reminds me of a former friend of mine who once said a quarter to half, too. Oh, goodness. But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible.
Oh my god.
That's literally us as teachers.
Oh my god, do you think this is Gumshoe's actual, like, ancestor?
Oh my god. We got, like, Gumshoe's ancestor, who is, like, smart as balls, and then we got Gumshoe.
Gumshoe just did not fill up to his ancestors' legacy.
He did not get the smart gene.
Oh,
I was
God.
working
You got
undercover.
I was gonna say, you got the California part of the Japanifornia.
Yeah. Undercover. Yes. There's been a series of incidents at that restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover.
Incident at the restaurant. What kind of incident?
The apple fell too far from the tree there.
A bit too far. Rolled down the fucking hill.
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I could state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person presented at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other person, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Will that be correct?
Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable.
As I suspected.
Surprised that towel is not bloody as fuck.
He keeps getting a new one. Did he just shoot the fucking judge?
Oh, that would be bad. I did not realize how long this first section was gonna be.
It's kind of short on the guide.
The guide does not include all the talking that happens in between each point.
It does not hold all the dialogue. It holds like a synopsis of what happens.
As soon as
Try
I
not
heard
to read that.
Yeah. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman.
So the truth comes out.
I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishwoman has been murdered on our soil. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
But it's not right.
One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Kazuma?
Yumi University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. I'm fairly certain that one of them studying the Medical Facilities Research Laboratory is a young English woman.
What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean... When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector.
The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezile Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yumi University's medical faculty. What is happening here?
The prosecution
Oh my
is
God.
completely blindsided.
Hosanaga's even taller than the soldier.
Fucking Christ.
They're all like 7 feet tall. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Very well, my thoughts of the matter are as follows. I am not paid enough. I wish for a sandwich. I am also the bailiff. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered, this premise is false. It would be a discretion of our justice system to ignore the truth in giving a ruling at this point.
Desecration.
A desecration, a dissection of our justice.
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to set the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
Oh, yes, Judge. Sly Judge. Love the Judge.
Inspector Hosonaga,
Yes, sir.
you will locate this Jezile Brett and escort her here to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem? He's just gonna start dying, it's fine.
He's just gonna make up evidence against it.
Nothing will get in my way. I'm pretty sure he's dying.
Court will adjourn briefly
Oh my
and
God.
probably call a doctor for that man. The prosecution must call the English study student Jezile Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency.
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
Because they do not have cars to get people here quickly.
Man, that's like double the time we usually get.
Yeah. God, that was long. almost been streaming for 3 hours, and we just got to like the end of the first section.
You're really getting your money's worth there.
Oh wait, I have to save here in the. Okay. All right. All right.
I brought pizza and I have soup in case I'm still hungry.
Ooh.
Ow, fuck.
You good?
I want to get up to go get something. Stubbed my toe on the dog kennel. God. That did not feel good.
Ouchies. I am currently making leftover tacos. Ooh, you better share that with the class, Yolfador. What type of tacos?
How does one make leftover tacos?
You fucking heat them up.
I guess. It's just in my mind. I'm like making is the beef like leftover? Like I'm just in my mind. That's how I'm thinking.
Probably. I have radish slices, which are making my mouth go on fire. Oh boy.
My mouth is on fire.
I need you to shut up.
Gets DMCA'd.
I mean, technically, I don't think they could because it's an original interpretation.
They
of a
would try
song.
their best though.
They would.
It's like fucking Disney suing that one guy for doing their Disney voices.
Hmm.
He didn't even like actually show anything of Disney, just the voices. They're like, yeah, we own that. And YouTube was like, all right, Disney said so. You're gonna lose. You lose all your ad revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Not us though. We keep our ad revenue. Cause that's fair.
Yeah. Radishes are good, but radishes are fucking spicy. Putting together would probably be a better description of what I'm doing. Ah, yes. Because I get like a taco kit from my local grocery store, and I'll just like make tacos from the kit as I want tacos, so I don't make them all at once. So, yeah. But who else got food to share with the class? Give me food. I demand food for the class.
Say what I got.
Hmm?
Did I say what I got?
You kind of cut out a little bit.
I was saying, did I say what I had?
Well,
Okay.
yes, but you probably cut out when you did say it.
Maybe we showed something.
Yeah, but you gonna tell me what you brought to eat with the class first?
I got pizza.
Bitch, share. Well, wait first. What type of pizza?
It's a pepperoni one.
Never mind. I don't
Really?
like pepperoni.
They didn't get the crust right though.
That's unfortunate.
I wanted some what was it called? Toasted with basically where they put some cheese on the ends and they toast it. But they
Ooh.
didn't do that. So
I had a chicken sandwich from Burger King. Ooh, I haven't had a chicken sandwich in a while. I haven't made chicken in a while. A while being like a week and a half.
I have chicken soup in the fridge.
No. I want to make some chicken
It's homemade.
thighs. You know
Also,
what I
frozen
want to
chicken.
try? I want to try making my grandmother's boiled chicken recipe, which is literally just putting chicken into a pot of boiling water.
I really want loaded chicken right now.
What is loaded chicken?
Basically, you load it with a bunch of cheese. Different kinds. Also with seasonings and stuff.
That just
on it.
sounds like a 4-cheese pizza.
No, you don't do bread or anything. You just do the chicken.
Oh, I thought it was, sorry, because you were saying that, and I was thinking like, oh yeah, he's eating pizza, And my brain just put, like, yeah, tons of cheese on a pizza. I would kill for a chicken cheese steak stromboli. That sounds so fucking good.
What's a stromboli?
It's not like a calzone, because a calzone is like a circle folded in half. A stromboli, I think, is like a square sheet folded in thirds, so the ends aren't sealed. I think that's what it is.
Is it a pasta?
Stromboli. Type of turnover filled with various Italian cheeses and usually Italian cold cuts or vegetables. The dough used is either Italian bread dough or pizza dough. Stromboli was invented by Italian Americans in suburban Philly, actually. Here, I'll send you the image search.
Alright.
Wow, these look so good. I don't think I've actually eaten a stromboli before, fun fact. Like, a legit stromboli that was not, like, from a fucking dining hall. Even at the dining hall, I don't think our dining hall ever made strombolis.
Oh, okay.
Our dining hall's never made strombolis. They made calzones, though.
Very interesting. This is a bit like a Hot Pocket in a way.
Kind of. Mystery meat stromboli. Absolutely the fuck not, Ryan. Also, hi. Where were you when I needed you to add... What's his name?
Ryan?
Komoza? Who's being added to husband list? Komoza?
Oh, Kazuma, yeah.
Kazuma. Yeah, add Kazuma to the husband list, please, Ryan. Thank you.
Also, Ryan, I might need you to do artwork for me. I'm willing to pay,
Mayhaps,
obviously.
mayhaps. Como te llama? Got it. Suzuki? No, his name is Kazuma. No. Kazuma. The chicken cheesesteak stromboli is like the best goddamn thing ever. Nani?
Nani?
Welcome back, Crow. Cusco? Oh my god. Chat is...
Cusco?
Cozumel, Mexico. Got it. Thank you. Costco. Adam Fleece? Who? Vigilante Adam Fleece who?
I love Mary's Cusco because it reminds me of the Emperor's New Groove.
I have not seen that.
Funny. Kronk is funny.
I mean, are you surprised I haven't seen it? You probably shouldn't
no, because
be.
I'm not, because you say you haven't watched a Disney movie.
I mean, I have seen some Disney movies. I got forced to watch Frozen.
Okay, well, that's not part of the Disney Renaissance.
It's still Disney. Hi Crow, welcome back. You haven't seen The Emperor's New Groove? Oh man, I recommend it. It's hilarious. Okay, then watch it with me. Find it. Okay, your task, Mary, is to find it. I don't care if it's legal or illegal. Find it and we can watch it together. We can have a streaming party.
I want to stream. I want to be there.
I suppose, can be there.
Grant, I suppose.
Grant, I suppose.
Hey, I've got Disney Plus, so I can.
But are you able to share screens with that? Because Netflix is very finicky. I'll look for the legal ways to watch it.
I will tell you that I have streamed it with someone else because we watched Bad Batch with it.
Okay. Discord watching party when? Probably after I cry over my degree program like 5 times a semester. Alright.
Oh, also, Kronk's New Groove is on there, and I find that even more hilarious than the Emperor's New Groove, so... People can fight me on that.
Ryan, I am copy pasting what you put into... This is what you put. Ryan, you're the best.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?
What is this abomination?
Kuzumu Kumu Ace Attorney question marks?
How did you miss both? You mix both Japanese and Incan like languages.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I hate this abomination. I want this off my screen now.
Sorry, I can't delete my own comment. I'll have to commit Sudoku
Sorry.
now. No, Ryan,
Gotta
no.
You have to ban yourself from your own from your own chat.
The 2nd November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber 5.
Excellent work, Ryan. That was superb.
Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. Did it taste good?
Surprised it wasn't something else from Kazuma.
It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there made me want to take you right there on the stand. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. Okay, the writers are doing this on purpose. There is no way the writers are not doing this on fucking purpose, right? It's not just me.
Your
These
knees weak,
innuendos, right?
arms are heavy.
Arm spaghetti.
Vomit on your sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I just remember the one name I had the hardest time saying as a kid. Ooh, please share if you are comfortable sharing, Mary. Also, hi. Hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm Grant, I suppose. It was a grim
sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimony.
After very heavily baiting it by you.
The fuck is that?
Kuzla Goop Goopa Goop? Kuzla Goopa Goop? What?
Is that from the fucking, like, meme of, like, the thing that eats words in the library? The Wobblubbakin. Is that, like, its son or something?
You're talking like a sim, Aaron.
Oh my gosh, from Dex. Okay. I don't remember that at all. I just remember Mandark and the episode where his dad takes him to the water. Oh my god, it was!
I
Oh,
don't
that
remember
weird-
this. I remember watching the
weird
show,
heart
but I
rainbow
remember
thing.
nothing.
It was this big dragon thing with, like, variation of colors, had, like, glasses and shit. It was like it was also a bit like a Care Bear.
That doesn't help. I remember
I'll see
literally
it.
nothing.
Let me find a picture of it and I'll send it to you.
Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't want to be inside the. I don't want to see it inside a courtroom again.
Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your Phantom Lady at last.
Oh, please. 1 second. I sent you the wrong thing, and here's the right thing.
Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she?
That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start, but no one would listen to me because I'm a whiny baby.
I'm a weedy baby man.
I'm a whiny baby grad. I'm a whiny baby university student. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him. Like they've been saying all along. Okay, can we like just move the fuck on? Like, okay, we could say like, all right, Ryan was right. Let's move on.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
Might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. So maybe he's the fucking detective.
Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that?
No, because he's probably busy being shackled away. No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then, on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up, bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Oh no, I was put in a closet. How unfortunate.
Oh no, did you get out of the closet?
I know I'm
That's
out of the
creepy.
closet. I don't know if he's out of the closet.
The thing is, I can't tell how purposeful this is because I found out that Japan sometimes doesn't realize whenever they make innuendos like this.
Oh.
Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended the suspect without a moment's delay.
Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining hall area. I'm assuming this is the professor that's alive. It could be the dead professor for all I know. I don't know.
Oh, there you are. Well done, both of you. I think it's the professor actually.
Oh, there you are. Well done, both of you.
There we go.
Professor Mikatoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled.
Where is the fan that is helping his bandana sashes? Where is it?
Man. It's like to the right, off screen.
Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
What? What are you saying, Kazuma?
So that just stands. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma.
Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
Oh god, they're staring at me again. Oh no. To me? Who, me?
I mean, I know at least one of them you want to stare at you.
Yes.
I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Well, yeah, they're probably friends.
Probably.
Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Watson was a visiting professor
Watson?
at UME.
Purposeful missaying?
Maybe.
It was I who invited him.
Oh, I see.
I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible.
How long do you want the stream to go on for, by the way?
We're probably gonna call it soon, to be honest. Because I am
But let's not
getting
forget
tired.
who we're up against.
That's fine, I just wanted to be sure.
The gentlewoman who involved our police bureau and went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that your pair will put up a good fight right to last. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama.
Who the fuck is this bitch? Fucking.
Bailiff.
I'm Jim. Defendant Naruhodo. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside to the courtroom at once.
Wow, the judge's voice is so strong. I can hear him from in here.
It's time. Let's get back to it, partner.
Okay, partner.
Partner.
Let's get in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what hit them.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna call everyone old, okay.
Kazuma. Can't go around calling everyone old.
What?
Thank you. Really.
What for?
Apparently I'm an old fuddy-duddy and I'm only 25.
Well, if you haven't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now.
Look, I have faith in you. And my dick in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Best friend.
Maybe more than that. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial.
You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Newey Cafeteria on University Street.
Something tells me that's way out of Ryan's budget.
Within extra large portion, of course.
From past experience, even his ancestor was broke.
The court hereby resumes the trial of Rinosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling.
Stripling? Are we stripping again?
He truly is a pimp.
The prostitution is now under radical, painful scrutiny from the government.
I use the nipple clamps.
Sorry.
Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down in our nation founders?
Flounders, you mean?
Yeah, I can't read. I don't know how I'm doing this. I just can't read.
It's okay.
Hi, my name is
It's
Gray.
alright.
I'm 23 and I can't fucking read.
I'm 23. I can't fucking read.
Again, terribly sorry.
If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Reno.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, a missing witnesses. Is that what our nation's justice system is? Is this Supreme Court of Japan or England?
Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in.
He just like wiped all the sweat down off his face.
I will tell you that understanding like the historical aspects, yeah, I can see why Japan would be fucking terrified of Britain not wanting to be their friend anymore.
Yeah, because Britain kind of had the largest army at that time, right?
They didn't have the largest army. They had the world-class navy. They were if anyone dominated the seas, it was them. Ever since they beat the Spanish Armada. As for the largest army, no, that would most likely be Russia still.
By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. Eyes darting around like a madman. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly: that I am not guilty.
That I am not Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, that too. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Oof, that's a knife to the gut.
Well said, Reno. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Council. Done with this arguing shit. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth.
Glad we have the judge on our side on that, and they didn't buy out the judge.
I cannot be bought out because I am incarnate. I'm justice incarnate. I just get a little tired in my older days. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand.
I kind of missed the old judge's antics. Where are we going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
I hope we do insane because I have to clean something up actually.
Okay, that's fine.
The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Jezebel Brett.
We could probably end when her testimony starts.
Okay.
Yes. Your Excellency.
He just fucking banged his head against the desk. Like, thonk.
He did. He's trying to bow, but there's a table in the way. Holy shit.
She's wearing a fucking swan on her head. I don't already like her.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
That was a nice animation of his head movement, though.
Mm-hmm.
Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussion takes place without tea!
Wow, you guys are actually bitches to English people.
Is that true?
No idea.
So, ahem.
Yeah, that is a good animation.
It is, isn't it? It's like a good. So whoever did that did a good job.
Yeah, with the coy smile at the end, like, please don't hate us.
Could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival.
You little shit!
Yes, we know about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
God, what is it with the stereotypes? Is that true?
No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you are sure of.
Oh, yes. I think I did, didn't I?
Yet your description of this amazing sight was simply a woman.
I can't stand her dress having that big of a rump.
Yeah, really.
Sorry, Reno, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking.
Guilty. Okay, is that to confirm that he's, like, not interested in ladies in this way?
Could be. They both could be bi.
Yeah.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you,
I'm trying to, like, get my hands to be like his hands.
if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Mysterious woman wearing a fucking mask.
Holy fucking shit, what?
It's wingdings. Is this how they imagine, like, British people speaking?
Ow, fuck.
Is this her attempting to be Japanese?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. This looks like doctor's handwriting script.
This is some type of, like, secret society writing.
Really? Maybe it's like... I don't know.
I'm I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but...
What? Oh, they're both fucking in on it. How convenient.
Mademoiselle something, minimal, some. Fuck if I know. Doesn't look like anything to me. All the M's it looks like. So.
I think it's just gibberish, because she just
I think it's
repeated the same
supposed to be
thing.
something.
The lady says her name is Josiah Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I just made him British for like a hot second there.
Just surrender your country at this point, guys.
I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song.
As far as I can tell.
Wait a minute, aren't we all English speaking here? What the fuck is happening?
I think they're all technically speaking Japanese.
The detective is translating her words faithfully enough.
Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it?
Nor you. You've cleverly been paying attention to your English classes, Rito.
Oh, but the prosecutor doesn't know English? But we
I
do?
don't think he does. Because you've been taking classes. It's hard to understand different languages the older you get.
Oh yeah, that is true.
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand.
I would like to roll. I'm not sure what this would be for.
Well, it depends what you're trying to roll for.
Does the judge understand English? If we're speaking Japanese.
That would be an insight.
Insight. Alright. Is this a 6 or a 9? A 6.
Totally knows English. Like, he probably took one of the first classes and aced that shit. He knows everything she's saying. He's just being polite.
Now, if we are to trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. Court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
This is gonna be a long trial if we're gonna have to do this every time. She says, yes. All of that for just a yes? I feel so duped. This
I thought she was gonna say stuff, so I was gonna be like, "Oh, hey, you could voice her, and I'll voice Hosonaga." And now I'm like, "Fucking, I don't know what to do."
I'm fine voicing Hosonaga. I'm fine with it.
All
This could take some time.
So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese.
Wait, she understands them just fine.
She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately.
Interesting when you're the ones who engineered her escape.
I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print?
They're gonna use that head shake as much as they can, aren't they?
Probably. I mean, they did make it.
Seeing as you were, so unfortunately, present at the scene of the crime...
Tacos are done. Everyone come get their taco. What type of tacos are they? Please tell me. Takes taco. Nom nom nom.
Could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently it was very frightening and sorrowful sight.
Do you mean to say?
Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. Damn, he's tall.
Order in court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, it looks clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Unfortunately, I have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
Alright, we'll stop here.
Alright.
So you...
Alright, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. We'll be back with more Ace Attorney on next Friday. Yeah. I don't think I have anything next Friday. Possible stream Sunday or getting, or doing something in Discord, I don't know yet. Tuesday we'll be finishing Legion's DLC. Wednesday will be more DRV3. Please note the day change because of my class schedule. And then Friday will be more, not Phoenix Wright, Great Ace Attorney. Monday I might add something to my schedule because I have off on Monday, so I don't have class. Maybe Ryan and I can play some Satisfactory.
Satisfactory.
I also need to talk to Ryan about possibly getting stuff from him.
Yeah. He's in my server, so y'all can connect there.
I don't know where he is. I don't know his name.
That's Ridiculous. Like, just at him in the internal comms chat. Well, it's I'm behind you. What? Out my fucking window? Alright. Well, it's tortillas with some meat, shredded cheese, corn, tomatoes, red onion, hot taco sauce, sour cream, and tortilla chips. Ooh. Ryan, can we make, like, tacos or something? Maybe? Alright. But let's see who's live, so maybe we can raid someone. Woo. Let's see.
Woo 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 woo.
Ooh, Dr. Bob is live playing Mass Effect. So we'll go hop on that party train. Woo.
Woo woo.
Ooh. Woo. Alright. I'm gonna go raid his channel. Yeah. Why did it cancel the raid? Why do you have to stay in this screen during the raid? It makes no sense. I don't know what's happening anymore. It's fine, I guess. Alright, so that's my schedule for the week. Go check out Dr. Bob. He just got affiliate. Woohoo. Very excited. I'm normally more excited than this, but my voice is starting to die. So, we're gonna go now. Have fun.
Stream.
Go say hi to Dr. Bob.
Bye. Have
I
a
will
good day, everyone.
see
Love
y'all
yous.
either Sunday or Monday. And thank you, Grant, for helping me as always.
It's no problem. I love being here.
And we love having you. Murmur. Bye bye. Bye bye, everybody.